Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl DH, and I'm back with another video. And today, I'm just watching this video because my brother told me to do it. Yeah, I wanted to do it. Yeah, so period.
YNW Melly case will shock you.
West Coast. We got a special guest in the building. YNW Melly is here.
As you all know by now, rising Florida MC YNW Melly is currently serving time in jail facing a double homicide charge. However, the details you don't know about his twisted case may come as a shock to you. Hello again, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Lime Report. Today, we'll be taking a closer look at all the latest news and updates regarding YNW Melly and the case against him. Remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment the keyword Melvin if you'd like to enter our giveaway for a chance to win a $100 gift card. Don't go anywhere as we reveal Melly's fate. For those of you unfamiliar with the details surrounding YNW Melly's current charges, here's a breakdown of the events. On October 26, 2018, Christopher Thomas Jr. and Anthony Williams, known as YNW Jervy and YNW Sack Chaser, respectively, were shot and fatally wounded. Both were driven to Memorial Hospital Miramar at about 4:35 a.m. the following morning, and according to authorities, they were already dead before arrival at the hospital. While initially reported as the result of a drive-by shooting, further investigation seemingly disproved this, showing that it actually was a premeditated murder dressed up to look as a drive-by incident. That's when suspicion began forming against Melly. When the news broke, YNW Melly hit Instagram to grieve over the loss of his close friends. They took my brothers from me over jealousy. I know you're watching over me. They want to see me break down and stop, or in jail or a box, but my bleep still need me. Their parents need me. Their families need me. Till we meet again, my twins, he said in an emotional post. Yet, as heartfelt as his post seemed, police weren't buying it at all. According to law enforcement, they determined through forensic evidence that the crime scene, where the two lead rappers were killed, was actually set up to look like a drive-by shooting had occurred, when in reality, autopsies of the deceased young men revealed that they were shot roughly 3 feet away, making a drive-by virtually impossible. That's when things started to unravel for the We All Shine rapper. Stay tuned as we reveal the latest in YNW Melly's pending trial. Why do authorities believe YNW Melly and YNW Portland are the main suspects in the murder case? Firstly, the two deceased rappers were shot within 3 feet, according to autopsy reports. Along with that fact, entrance and exit wounds on their bodies seem to indicate that the two were shot from left to right and front to back. According to reports, as well as video surveillance around the area where the two were killed, Melly and Portland were sitting to the left of the victims. Additionally, the footage shows the Jeep they were attacked in to be the only vehicle in the area during the time of their demise. Finally, according to official sources, to be the most glaring piece of evidence, Melly and Portland are seen exiting the vehicle after killing Sack Chaser and Jervy and opening fire on the passenger side of the Jeep. It's assumed that it was done in order to cover up the murder and make it look like a drive-by. Thanks to forensic evidence, police claim that the trajectory of the bullets hitting the Jeep do not match that of the bullets that ended the victims' lives. February of last year, police issued a warrant for YNW Melly's arrest in connection to the murder of his two deceased friends. When he heard of the warrant, YNW Melly decided to turn himself in to authorities in an effort to clear his name. Oddly enough, court documents allude to the fact that federal authorities had arrested someone previously misidentified as Melly. This was seen as an opportunity by some for Melly to escape authorities and flee to avoid legal troubles. With that being said, his willingness to cooperate with law enforcement should have been enough of a sign of good faith to allow his temporary freedom. However, things didn't go exactly as planned for Melly, as he was then thrown in jail to await his trial. Melly's lawyer at the time, Bradford Cohen, immediately applied for bond to allow the rapper some sort of freedom while he awaited his trial. Seeing as how willing the rapper was to cooperate with law enforcement, Cohen expected the bond appeal to go well. Yet, due to the nature of the crime, Melly's request was denied. Melly was deemed too much of a flight risk to allow him to walk free while his trial date was set. Though his lawyer didn't give up on attempts to secure a bond for the rapper, applying for the motion another 2 times last year. His lawyer pointed to the rapper's cooperation as well as his self-surrender despite the mistaken identity as proof that he posed no risk of disappearing. Yet the court still denied the request. Despite the defense's best efforts, all 3 appeals for bond were rejected by the court due to multiple reasons, with the biggest being the nature and severity of the alleged crime as well as the attempts to cover it up. What's funny is the prosecution team has brought up Melly's hit song, Murder on My Mind, against him in court a few times. His prosecutors have been citing lyrics as potential evidence against the rapper, attempting to connect a few dark lines as some source of premeditation. However, this has been fought vigorously by the defense, as it's been pointed out firmly that the song was released well over a year before the death of YNW sack chaser and Jervy. However, his latest court hearing seems to be going much differently for the young star and his alleged co-conspirator YNW Portland. According to charges, Portland was charged with double homicide, along with Melly, as well as 2 accounts of accessory after the fact. Yet after their last hearing, their defense team is fairly confident that YNW Melly, and especially YNW Portland, will be released on bond this time. Defense says the evidence the prosecution has brought up against the two is weak and circumstantial. Bradford Cohen, no longer on their defense team, took to social media to confirm this theory. He posted a photo of the two on Instagram with a caption claiming that, based on his experience with the case and vigilance, while poring over the supposed mountain of evidence against the two, the case that the prosecution has brought up so far against them is weak, and seems to be not enough to hold them without bond any longer. Hopeful news for the two stars. YNW Melly blew the doors off the music industry in 2017 with the release of his breakout single, Murder on My Mind. And while the track skyrocketed up the charts, it brought with it a different kind of attention, one with killer intent. I didn't even mean to shoot him. He just caught me by surprise. I reloaded my pistol, cocked it back, and shot him twice. His body dropped down to the floor, and he got teardrops in his eyes. He grabbed me by my hands and said he was afraid to die. I told him it's too late, my friend. It's time to say goodbye. And he died inside my arms, blood all on my shirt. The lines read like a cruel confession to a heartless murder. And while fans thought nothing of it at first, jamming to the cold reality which Melly lived in, his arrest 2 years later had fans wondering, were we jamming to a premeditated murder? While it was later proved that this song had nothing to do with the double homicide YNW Melly is currently charged with, it did help to point the finger toward him directly. Or at least that's what some believe. And while his defense team denies the song has any connection to his suspicion in the crime, you have to admit the connection is pretty uncanny. While the two sides argue over the temporary freedom of Melly, a look at his troubled past indicates the real reason why the courts don't want to allow Melly to walk free in the time remaining until his trial. Melly has had major run-ins with the law, from as early as 2015 when he was hit with 4 charges after firing a gun into a crowd outside Vero Beach High School. Luckily, no one was hit during the incident. However, he was still charged with 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, as well as 1 count of discharging a firearm in public. Due to the fact that Melly was still a minor, he only served 1 year in jail and got his GED while locked up. The stint is also when he penned his famous hit, Murder on My Mind. He was released from jail in March of 2017. The next year, Melly is arrested on gun and drug charges, but is released from jail on bond. The following year, in January 2019, Melly is hit with yet another drug charge, adding to his now extensive rap sheet. This time, he spends 3 weeks in jail before bonding out again. The month following is when he is hit with his most serious charge, the one he is currently facing, the double murder charge. While no one, including authorities, can prove a motive as to why Melly supposedly killed his 2 friends, some have a theory as to what could have pushed the rapper to commit the deed, his mother. More specifically, it's said that YNW sack chaser threatened YNW Melly's mother with a gun. It's well known that Melly has a strong bond with his mother. Therefore, anyone threatening her could easily be a strong motivator for him to commit such a heinous crime. While we're not quite sure that's how it actually went down, an Instagram post by his mother seemed to confirm the theory of the threats made against her. In the video, among other things, Melly's mother tells a tale of how she and YNW sack chaser were in a bit of a heated discussion regarding his street cred. Sack chaser was proclaiming his toughness, while Melly's mother was disputing it, saying he couldn't handle anything as small as a drug charge, let alone take a life. Melly's mom then details how sack chaser threatened her life with a gun. Now, it's unclear when this video was recorded, but based on the fact that King addresses sack chaser as someone who could potentially attack her, it appears likely that the video was recorded before the man's death. If she really does mean that sack chaser threatened her, those threats could be seen as motive for sack chaser's killing. Despite the year-long jail time and possible death penalty YNW Melly is facing, he has held his head up high and kept his hopes up that he will one day be free. The young star took to Instagram the day of his surrender to calm his fans and assure them that everything would be alright. I want you guys to know I love you and appreciate every single one of y'all. A couple of months ago, I lost my two brothers by violence, and now the system wants to find justice, he wrote. Unfortunately, a lot of rumors and lies are being said, but no worries, God is with me and my brother YNW Portland, and we want y'all to remember it's a YNW family. I love you, YNW Snack Chaser and YNW Jervy. Hashtag free us. While we don't know what will become of the young Florida MC, we here at Lime Report wish the best for all the affected families and hope the truth will come to light one way or another. We'd like to hear your thoughts on the topic. What will come out of the upcoming YNW trial? Will YNW Melly and Portland finally walk free? Will they be found guilty of the crimes and face the death penalty? Thanks for supporting us again. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment Melvin for a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card.
That was kind of boring because I ain't do nothing but watch it. And now I'm sitting in the chair, got my butt hurting. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Wait, is it? 6:36. It's 6. The other reason my back hurt, I don't know. It's better for my boy, Melvin, Jamel, Maurice, and it better for my boy Davion. And what's it, no, not sad, whatever that dude name is. You know, I'm about to go to sleep. So, peace to the out.